Hey there, everybody. My name is Alan Way, and basically I am suing the state of Texas under the First Amendment to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And I'm located in downtown Houston. This is downtown Houston. I can't even get a good shot right now, to be honest. But I'm basically heading to the Robert Haynes Harris County Law Library to finish documentation. Now, I initiated this lawsuit 1/16/2025, and currently it is 4/9/2025, and I am still waiting on a federal judge to make a ruling on whether or not this is going to go to court. I'm going to give you a little prelude. And so I initiated this lawsuit. I'm suing. The case is called Way versus State of Texas and Estancia Villas. Way spelled W-E-A-H, and it's the state of Texas, obviously, and Estancia Villas. And so basically, the state of Texas is motioning to dismiss my lawsuit, but I'm co-signed by the First Amendment Bill of Rights, United States Constitution, where it states the people can peacefully assemble and petition their government for a redress of grievances. And so that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And so I'm already on document 21. And again, like, so much time has elapsed that you would think this judge would do something. And so I'm only making this video because as I'm proceeding in federal court, it seems as though in my personal life, they're just presenting a bunch of opportunity, just out the blue, just a coincidence, just a bunch of opportunity in every facet of my life for me to get in trouble so that this doesn't go to court. And so I need this to go to court. And so they're just trying to have enough time elapse where I just get in trouble, is what it seems like. And they're going very, very slow, when in reality, the federal judge should just already allow this to go to court. And so I'm also using a jury. And so they want to have a closed circuit bench trial or a pre-ADR, the alternative dispute resolution. They're even trying to do some sort of pre-ADR in the state of Texas. And so the amount of money that they want to pay out exceeds what I am asking. I'm asking for 90 mil because there's a lot. I'm talking about corruption. I'm talking about the judicial system, and I'm talking about the Texas Constitution consolidated in this state of Texas lawsuit. And so I'm at the Robert Haynes Law Library, and every day I go in there and I type these documents, and I have to go print them out and then go all the way to Bob Casey, the federal courthouse, and then deliver these documents. And they've just allowed so much time to elapse that it's just seeming like they're just trying to get me in trouble instead. Just a bunch of opportunity, not even just trouble, like to do something else, like music or anything else. And they're indirect about the way that they're doing it. But it seems, in fact, to have an IQ as an intelligence quotient is to identify patterns. And so I'm identifying a lot of these patterns. And instead of me just going to court, which is what I want to do, and them deciding whether or not my case has any merit in court with a jury, they're trying to figure out how to just dismiss the case before. And so the state of Texas' lackluster attempt to dismiss the case is just garbage. Please excuse my language and how I'm coming and my passion. But basically, I had to do a motion to strike. I've had a motion to file electronically, and I haven't heard a single word from a federal judge. And so again, I'm just outside downtown Houston, and they're just trying to get me in trouble every single day. They are trying, like, I'm in soup kitchens and people are trying to fight me, all kinds of nonsense. It seems like they're being paid off, or so. It's very weird. It's like a chronic coincidence in series. And again, an intelligence quotient would be the ability to identify a pattern. And so again, I just wanted to bring attention. I'm going to walk into the Robert Haynes Library right now, sign into Pacer, which is the electronic version of record keeping for the federal court system. And so all the documents are on there. The case number is 4/25-CV-00447, in case anybody wants to follow this case here. And so basically, the First Amendment literally says for the people to peacefully assemble and to petition their government for a redress of grievances. And so the state of Texas is trying to put up the 11th Amendment, which in the 11th Amendment, it doesn't say anything about sovereign immunity. All it says is that the judicial powers vested in the United States should not be construed to extend to any petition initiated by any citizens of a foreign state to sue or to petition one of the United States territories. And so in this case, I am a citizen of the state of Texas, and the state of Texas is a citizen of the state of Texas. And so everything's good. The jurisdictional venue is good. And basically this federal judge knows that. I don't know if they're in on it or what, but I had to go from, because I went all the way up the chain of command on the state side. I went to JP court, I went to county court, and then I went up to the third court of appeals, and it seemed like there was some sort of weird network. So I moved all the way to the federal side, and I just initiated this thing again, 116 in January 2025. Now it's currently 4/9/2025. And so almost 3 months has elapsed where I've just been submitting documentation. And so I've asked these guys for a motion to file electronically. They keep trying to get me to stay in Texas and get in trouble when I could literally just file electronically, or even a motion to transfer the venue to another district court. And so they just want me to stay in Texas. I don't want that. State of Houston is like not a good spot to be at. There's a bunch of corruption, a bunch of weird stuff going on. And like I said, in every facet of my life, I didn't mention that I was homeless. I'm homeless right now due to malpractice and negligence from the state of Texas's judicial system. And so I have a 50-page document stating everything that they did. And it's called document 5 on the case number that I mentioned, in addition to my civil complaint, which is document 1, and the civil summons. I had a marshal serve the state of Texas, and they're just trying to figure out how to get out of it. They don't want to pay. I asked for $90 million. There's a bunch going on right now. They don't want a bunch of people to start suing them. And like, I feel like they want to take my stuff. I feel like they want to have, instead of me just suing them, I feel like they want to have a bunch of people sue or something weird. And I don't want anybody to touch I'm the one that's writing these documents. I'm the one that's doing it. I'm the one putting hours in. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one going through everything right now, experiencing everything. And it seems like someone just wants to swoop in and take credit for my work, or try to like deter me, or try to get me in trouble if I'm not going to play ball or something like that. And I'm just in the library. I wake up every day. I try and go get food. Then I go to the library. I write documents. I go around. I survey the area, collect information, and I'm just reporting on them I'm just using the proper chain of command. Because this is America. You know what I'm saying? And so basically you should have the right to petition your government for redress of grievances. Is exactly what this is, and it's exactly what I'm doing. Excuse me. And so I'm just kind of out here right now. Excuse the presentation, but I'm limited as far as my resources go to really sue the government. And so I'm literally have like just a phone to my name, and then of course the law library. But all my documentation has been executed properly. Like, I've done a lot of research. And to be honest with you, it's truly not that complicated. And so for 3 approaching 4 months to elapse, it seems like there's something going on. And so basically I need this to go to court, and I'm just generating attention for it. And so I'm going to walk in there right now. I'm going to sign into the computer. I'm going to sign into Pacer, which is the electronic version of a library where all the documents are stored for cases that are in the federal jurisdiction. The venue's okay. Everything's okay. The state of Texas' shameful, lackluster attempt to just dismiss the case instead of letting it go to court is garbage. They need to stop doing this. And so basically I'm just out here every day trying not to get in trouble, hoping this federal judge says, or gives an order to say this is going to go to court. And they don't want it to be an open circuit where the jury has input on what happens. They want it to be a closed circuit bench trial. And so they probably even want to try to say some nonsense to dismiss the case so that I would have to use the Fifth Circuit. And the Fifth Circuit is like 3 or 4, I think it's 3 to 5 judges before it hits the Supreme Court. And so I don't really want to do that. I want to have a fair trial, because I think the 5th Amendment, the 7th Amendment allows me to have a jury, an impartial trial by jury. And so I need a trial by jury. I've already executed the demand for a jury. Everything, like, you can find all the information on this case number. Again, the case is styled Way versus State of Texas and Estancia Villas LLC. And I am Alan Way. Way is spelled W-E-A-H. The case number is 4:25-CV-00447. And I don't want anybody taking credit for my work, because I've put in so much effort. And so it just seems like they're trying to turn your spirit dark. Like, I'm a very charismatic, high spirit, optimistic person. In fact, I'm very talented. I was a service electrician. There's a bunch happening. Like, they would have to do so much to make me homeless. There's just so much corruption and malpractice, and they're trying to get me inclusive of some nonsense system that I'm not having. And so what do you do when that happens? You petition your government for a redress of grievances. But it shouldn't take 3 months or more. Like, it's still on. Like, he hasn't even replied, not one time. And the state of Texas has replied. I've replied. Everyone's just waiting for this federal judge to make a ruling on whether or not this is going to go to court. And so they can't truly say anything. The First Amendment in the United States Constitution Bill of Rights literally quotes for the people to peacefully assemble and to petition their government for a redress of grievances. And so that's the last sentence in that paragraph. But basically, I interpret that as a revelation of express universal authority. It's freedom of expression, etc. And so my interpretation could be parallel to the state of Texas's sovereign immunity as they interpret the 11th Amendment. But the 11th Amendment, again, says that the United States judicial power should not be construed to initiate suit or a petition by one of their citizens of another government, of another state or a foreign state. And so hypothetically speaking, like if you're in California, you can't sue Maine. You know what I'm saying? You have to be in the same location. And so I'm trying to get the hell out of Houston so I can go about my business and not be in any trouble. And it just seems like every single day, just walking these streets, just opportune people walking on the wrong side of the streets, people trying to get you to like retaliate so that you can get in trouble to fight. You know what I'm saying? Just bitches everywhere, just women everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of nonsense going on, like literally. And it seems like almost like potential. I don't know if the police are in on it. I don't know what's going on, but there's just been so much nonsense in my life that like, I'm sick of it. And all I want to do is sue. And so I should be able to sue. Everything is executed properly. This is how you use, and in fact, to be a lawyer isn't even that complicated now that I really get into it. But I'm just going to walk in there and show you guys that I am the one, it's me. It's my energy, it's my passion between. I don't want anybody taking my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying some fire. I'm spitting some fire in here, literally. And so it seems like they're trying to make your soul dark. Every day you're just trying to rely on the government. They've already done so much nonsense as far as the state of Texas prior to this, like through a whole eviction suit and just completely disregard of the law. And so what do? You go to the appropriate jurisdiction, which supersedes state jurisdiction, and that's federal jurisdiction. And so basically that's what I'm doing. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to walk inside there right now. I got 3 seconds to cross the street. In fact, when this hits 0, you actually have 6 seconds before that light turns green for these guys. And so there's a lot of calculations in our process. And so I'm very good with body language. I'm very good at making inferences. I'm not here to, say this and that, but the judicial system is the judicial system. And when I go in there, it's going to I have to be quiet. I'm sorry. And so I'm just going to log in right quick just so that you guys can see that I am. Oh, another thing I noticed too, as soon as I take these documents before I go in there, I'll print out these documents. Everything will be straight. And so this is why I've asked the judge for permission to file electronically. Because as soon as I take my documents inside the federal courthouse, I'll literally hand over the documents to the federal courthouse. And the first thing that they'll do is literally make my documentation crooked. And optics are everything. First impressions are everything. And so the aesthetic appeal of my documents then gets deterred. And so the message that I'm trying to construe, which is presentation, cleanliness in my presentation, they're just trying to make it look crooked. And so I need these guys, I'm trying to draw attention so they know that I'm not out here to be playing any games, truly. And so, again, the first thing is, I don't think there should be so much time. In fact, the federal rules of civil procedure doesn't define a specific time, a set time for the judge to reply. And so hypothetically speaking, I could be out here for years, just walking the streets. Like, could you imagine just walking the streets, you know what I'm saying, when people are trying to get you in trouble, knowing damn well that you're trying to process a federal lawsuit, and all they're trying to do is get you in trouble instead so you go to jail. Or so someone can take your stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not okay. And you go to the federal courthouse and they make your documentation crooked, and it's on them. And I'm literally suggesting that when I get permission to file electronically, my documentation will be straight. And so the documentation, the wording, everything's okay. The processes at which I'm executing it is okay. It's just, as soon as I hand the paperwork over to Bob Casey Courthouse, they make it crooked. And it's not okay. It's not okay for them to have the judge just literally not pay attention to this. Like, the Attorney General, Greg Abbott, and his team is outside. When I say he's outside, I mean like he is responding in the context of having to defend the state of Texas right now. And so they're just waiting for me to get in trouble. Literally. And so I don't need that. So I'm just generating attention for it. I'm going to walk in here right now and try and get, trying to sign in so you guys can see that I'm the one doing it. I don't want anyone taking credit for my work. And I got to be quiet. Sorry. By the way, the Robert Haynes Library has been very good, actually, in the context of providing a computer. The only thing that sucks is that you gotta pay money to print out documents, and I'm poor. But they have computers, which is nice. And so I'm just gonna sign it right quick. May take like 5 minutes.
to report them to internal affairs or something? Yeah. Yeah, I know. What you see on the one of
This is my paperwork, by the way. I'm just showing you the civil complaint.
But if I got it the second day,
And everyone can check this out for themselves. Civil cover sheet. Okay.
yeah, but you see, they are saying it should be on the same day of the.
You see how they make it crooked?
Of the whatever.
That's them doing that, not me. I spent hours doing this. Look at this. I spent hours doing this. Hours. And they make my paperwork crooked. This is the state of Texas right here. I'm suing everybody.
Yeah, that's the one I was hoping for, because I can't see how, I mean, unless there is
I'm suing everybody.
an attorney, I don't see how I could do
Federal violations.
just going with something of the second day.
And they're trying to not let this go to court.
So, the other one of the arrests was just bothering me because I kept on.
It's 50 pages. I even put my resume in. I'm telling them this should not be happening. Okay. And they just mess up my paperwork on purpose and do nonsense at courthouse. All kinds of nonsense. They waited like 2 weeks to initiate the summons. This is all my paperwork. This is all my time I've been spending in here. Seriously. And they've just been waiting for me to get in trouble instead. Outside. And I have to file a motion to strike. And they just make my stuff crooked. This is me writing this. And it just gets better each time. Each time I put a document, it comes back better the next time. And they're just mad. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm suing them for so much stuff, the whole state. And the First Amendment allows me to do it. This is me, is what I'm suing them for. All of it. And so, state of Texas, they're trying to stay discovery. They don't want any information getting out. And they try to motion to dismiss, which is illegal. And as a territory in the United States, under federal jurisdiction, they should know what the First Amendment is. Is that they try and use sovereign immunity to get out of it. This is them right here. It's just nonsense. And so the judge, we're all just waiting on the judge. You see, look, Ken Paxton's outside. Ken Paxton's outside. And so I've been doing everything the way I'm supposed to. I'm suing Estancia Village for $10 million, and then I'm suing the state of Texas for $90 million. And so that's what this is. Note to self, though. Actually, before I go there, I show you. See, there's 21 items filed. We're waiting for the judge right now. All of us. Boom. Look at the dates. And this was the original case, right here. And then once it wasn't miscellaneous anymore, they changed it to that case number, which is this one. And so it was filed on the 16th. Boom. One thing I want everyone to notice is that they gave my case number, waivers of the state of Texas, the same case number over here. And so when I click one of these, and I do the same thing, I run the docket, same case number, what can it be? Look what happens. It goes member case. And then so each one of these member cases has sued all of these characters. And then what happens? They never go to court. They just settle. And so when I say each one, I mean, and so it'll load member cases. And I'm telling you, each one of these member cases, I can click on any one of them. I can click on any one of them. And guess what happens? Watch. I can click on any one. Like, it's not a coincidence. That's a chronic coincidence in series. You run a report, same thing, same template, same layout, and it never goes to court. They just sue Google, the complaints, they did all this, they violated, and it never go to court. And what I'm implying by that is they're trying to do the same thing to me. They don't want it to go to court, they just want to try and pay out, but they don't even want to pay out correctly. And it's nonsense, it's a waste of my time and my energy, so I'm going to court. I can pick any one of these cases. Any one. And that's what they thought I was going to do. Look, same defendants, never goes to court. And I go out. Any one of these cases. Look at that. Defendants, it just never goes to court. None of them went to court. None of them. Because I was interested, why would you give me the same case number? And you tell some weird stuff's going on. And then so, of course, you go back to Pacer. Public access to court electronic records. And then they just happen to give me the same case number, just so I can find out, maybe I can get paid. And then look, the most recent one was filed in 1/13/25, and I filed mine in 1/30/25. And so I'm in the Southern District of Texas in Houston. And like, it's literally been since this time. And right now it's freaking, and we're still waiting on the judge.
I'll call you back.